Hi guys, finally I'm done with my first day newborn screening virtual conference, and tomorrow will be my last and the second day. Keep you updated. Good morning guys. It is my second day on my newborn screening convention virtual conference. We were not able to have a video yesterday. I was busy. So it's nice to have a new knowledge about newborn screening. See you later.
Hello everybody, good evening.
Welcome to our YouTube channel, and good morning in America and afternoon in the Philippines.
Take two. This is the second previous. Yesterday we had a lot of fun with the dog next door, and we ended up just giving up on the video and deleting it.
Yeah, it's because you can hear all the barking and everything.
Yeah, he's very loud.
Very loud.
And actually we have four in the house next door, so between the two of them, just the video didn't have a chance. So today we couldn't do another one because she's actually had 2 days of seminars online, so she's been locked in the room for half a day.
Yeah, I was sleepy already. I need to sleep early in the evening, need to wake up in the morning. Just like yesterday, it was my first day. So that was all about the newborn screening. It's all about the possible congenital disorder. It's a newborn screening need to be screened within 24 hours after birth, so that if it is actually an early detection of the congenital defect, so it will be a advantage for all the parents and newborn as well, that they will be warned early, so they will be educate on what will be the management or the treatment for the certain what you call that illness.
Yeah, and like I said, it gives her something to do because, basically me and her are both not working. I mess around with stocks every night, just trying to look at different options, and I'll call my sons and let them know what I see, but there's really nothing I can do. I don't have no financial to do it. But it's still interesting to me, so I stay up at night doing that. So between me going to bed sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning and her having to get up, the last 2 days we had the sleepy baggy eyes, we were tired.
Yesterday I have a big eye bag.
Yeah, and then today we had to go to the store to pay our utility bill and stuff like that. And speaking of utility bill, we haven't done an update on our monthly expenses in a long time. So I thought we'd go ahead and use this opportunity here to do a monthly update.
Yeah.
And one of the things I try to let people know all the time is I said we have a really different kind of budget than most people. Our budget is based off...
We will be talking about our budget.
Right, and we understand there's people out there that have plenty of money. There's plenty of people that come over here from America just because they like Asia and they want the Asian experience and want to live in. And like I said, the good thing about the Philippines, and I will throw this in, you can choose the lifestyle that you want. If you want the big city, Manila, Cebu, you're going to pay a lot more to live in those places. The rent's going to run you anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a month for a nice apartment to live in those places. If you go out to the provinces, you can find... I know a guy that has a Texas channel that he says he only pays $60 a month. And he's very happy with his little one-bedroom apartment. He actually converted it into like 3 independent sleeping areas out of a one-bedroom.
There's a lot of choices where you want to stay. If you want to stay close to the beach, close to the mountain, close to the farm.
I say we, but it's mostly me, because like I said, she has her brother and stuff right across the street. I really want to move. I don't want to stay in Tanawan. There's a lot of things I don't like about Tanawan. Not my neighborhood, my neighbors and all this stuff. I've met them all.
You will find it a boring place.
It's very boring. There's nothing to do. There's literally nothing to do. You have to even go to Lipa to go to the water park or anything else. So As soon as this pandemic's over and I get on Social Security, I want to figure out some other place to live because we've been here now 6 years, right?
Yeah, 7 years.
In here though.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, going to 7
Yeah,
years.
going on 7 years.
He is interested in living in Dumaguete.
Yeah, and anywhere where I can get to a
Closer to the
beach,
beach.
in the water, and really, it's not even just that. There's nothing here for me. You know, she has plenty of friends. She has her church. She has her lifestyle here. Everybody speaks Tagalog. My only concern, she keeps thinking I want Dumaguete. It's not really Dumaguete. It's the lifestyle of Dumaguete that I want. Being able to do things, have some expats that I can go have coffee with. You know, be able to go to, you know, there's so much around the Iloilo, Dumaguete, Bohol, that whole area, Cebu area down there. There's just so much to do, and it doesn't require a lot of money. Right down the road here, we got Batangas, but it's so freaking expensive to do anything down there. They want to make you, pay, if you try to bring a couple of kids with you and a spouse, well, you're going to spend a couple of $100 just to go walk on the beach, and because they make you do a buffet. We found one we drove all the way down to, and they told us, well, you had to be the buffet, and you had to pay the entrance fee.
It's hard to find a resort.
Yeah, it ain't like, for my friends in America, I grew up in New Orleans, Baton Rouge area. We could go over to Biloxi and walk on the beach, or go over to Florida. It was a 4-hour drive, and it didn't cost nothing. You just bring some hot dogs with you, go on the beach, you grill some hot dogs, some marshmallows, and you had a fantastic memory that didn't cost you nothing. You spent the whole day.
You can't even go on a picnic.
You can't do nothing. I mean, they literally want to gouge you to death to go see the water. But when you look at these other areas, the biggest thing for me, these other areas, is they're beautiful. There's no trash. The people take a lot of pride in the streets and all this kinds of thing. And then I watch all the videos from all these other vloggers showing that they can go to this beach for 6 pesos, or they go to this beach for 30 pesos. And all these. We don't have that.
Yeah, they're just paying
Here's
for the
$1,200 for this, or $600 per person.
fee of 50 pesos.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's $1.
Pesos.
And if you don't have a car, it's very cheap. So we have always just thought about trying to figure out, staying here until I get on Social Security, then we can look. There's some things about Manila I like.
And aside from that, today's pandemic.
Yeah,
we will not be allowed to travel. If you'll be traveling, you'll be spending a lot of money aside from medical and testing.
Well, also it's also a lot different too, because in America you go down to U-Haul, or you go down to the hardware store, Lowe's, and you can rent a truck, throw your stuff in the back of the truck, and move. Here, you don't have that. So like a lot of the stuff here, we'd have to give up. We wouldn't be able to bring with us. So that also weighs on my mind. I could probably get it into Manila, but I know I couldn't get it down to Dumaguete or Iloilo or one of these other areas. So that's one of the things I have to decide too.
The good thing there is if you will rent a house, there's already furniture.
Yeah, but you still got all the stuff you got to do something with. So that's what I said. It causes some issues. So basically, the way I look at it, I got about 10 months to decide. So we're going to get into our expenditures, what we have here, and let you know that you can come over here and live in the province. And we're not really in the province. We're right outside of Manila. So we're not,
around an hour
out of Manila. So we're not really in the province. We're in between.
The good thing here is there is no pollution, unlike in Manila. We'll be coughing if we're living there.
And the temperature's cooler here. We get some cool weather here. But we're in between the port that's down in Batangas and the main city of Manila. We're dead center in between.
Yeah,
so it ain't really a province. So we're pretty lucky that we got an apartment for the rent that we got. So our first expense, and we'll go through the main expenses. The first expense we have here monthly is our rent, which is 5,000 pesos. We actually was looking at an apartment just a little while ago down the road closer. She's hoping to go work with this clinic once it gets established. But it was 10,000. It was double.
Actually, I'm engaged to that clinic, but there is no transportation going to that.
Yeah. Well, and she's just getting started, so she don't have the financial resources to do what we need. But we both like them, and so G tries to help them out as much as possible. But it's just in the beginning stage. And trust me, I opened a bunch of restaurants myself. I know all about the beginning stage. Secondly, we just came back from paying our utility bill. It was 27 something, so I just rounded it up to 2,700 pesos. And with this exchange rate, things are a little different now because it used to, like I said, I could always say it was 5,000 pesos, was $100. But it's not really that case anymore.
Today is low. The exchange today is low.
We use Zoom to exchange our money, and it's all the way down to 46. So it's a little more painful because
it's 46 now.
yeah, it's on the transfer. So I'm losing 400 pesos for every $100.
Usually it's 50, 51,
right.
but now
So,
it's 46.
So that's a little bit painful. All right, we have 2 water bills. We have the water that we pay for the faucet and the shower and all this stuff. It's $208 for this past month, and then we get mineral water delivered, or supposed to be delivered. We had to bring the empties in.
The last vlog, you can see me carrying the 2
right,
container.
Right. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we had video of that.
Yeah.
But that one it's 40 pesos per 5-gallon jug, and so we spend about $360 a month on that. We get 2 a week, and then some months we have to get that extra one to get through. The food I broke down into 2 categories. We spend about 8,000 pesos. We try. We miss it. And 6,000 is for the Walmart or S&R or wherever we buy our regular food, packaged food.
Yeah.
And then about 2,000 we spend at the markets. And most of, like I said, the market, I let her do most of the shopping there because she can negotiate the price.
It's cheaper to buy your vegetable, potato, onions, tomato, everything.
And lettuce is the only place we
yeah.
can find lettuce most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, so what we do, we want potatoes because we can make our meals a little heavier and go a little further. So we always budget about 250 pesos every time. So we get 100 pesos in potatoes, and then she gets another 150 and other stuff like cabbage and potato. And actually, you're surprised how much we get. Because most of the time for that 2 to 250, we get tomatoes, cucumbers,
and a
cabbage,
kilo of potatoes.
Potatoes.
It's a decent size. It's big.
Yeah, 5 or 6 potatoes in a bag, and then but we get enough to make a nice salad too, because we get tomatoes, cucumbers, and all this stuff for 250 pesos, which is $5. But
if you will buy it in the Walmart,
no.
it's 2 pieces of potato. It will cost you 60 pesos.
So what I put down was 8,000, about 1,500 a week going to Walmart or wherever, and then 500 a week going to the market. But sometimes we have to go twice because we don't have much room in our refrigerators. You can see her little red refrigerator is kind of small, so we don't have a lot of room in there. The next thing is very important is the internet. We spend $1,600 on there. I'm very happy with the price because we were buying it daily, and it equals out. It's
unlimited use,
right?
And plus a TV channel.
Right.
That's why it's a cable.
Well, the main thing with the other one, it was still basically the same price. We were spending almost $30 a month on it, about 1,500 pesos on it. But the main thing on it was the data usage was so little that if I watched a half of a football game, it used up our data for the day.
It's a pocket Wi-Fi. It is more expensive because if you want to watch your football games, you need to keep on
I had to reload twice,
You need to reload and reload. Unlike this one, at the same time, we can use YouTube. I can use YouTube, we can use YouTube.
When Paolo was staying here, we'd have 5 different things on. We'd have the TV on, my computer, her tablet, Paolo's phone, her phone, so there'd be 5 different things going on.
There's no problem at all.
No. And we never got any data alerts and everything. So the Sky Cable's been really good to us.
Thumbs up for Sky Cable.
Yeah, and we've never had an issue other than when they have the work on.
Work on using this stick.
And actually that stick was better than the hotspot we bought.
Paulo already bring with him the pocket Wi-Fi, so we're using this stick if in case the internet is not available.
But the only problem with that is you got to go stand in the back window back there and have
because this is Globe. In this apartment, Globe has a specific spot where you can get the signal.
One spot.
One spot. Don't move it an inch.
First we never thought it worked. Because we would try it outside, I put it in the window, it never would work. The green bars would come on, you'd see the bar, but it wouldn't work. Just by luck, I don't even know what made me do it, but I went to the back one day messing around because I was so aggravated. There was something I needed to do. It was probably something to do with stock or something I needed to get on that. So I was messing with the windows back there, and I set it on the curtain for a minute where the curtain rolls up. We have a lattice type curtain back there, and all of a sudden the internet started working. And that was just luck. There wasn't no plan or anything. That we found that one spot where it would
Don't
actually work.
move.
But we've
Please.
tried. We tried 100 other places to try to move around, and no, never worked. So the internet, like I said, I tell people, my rent and my utilities are the two most important things. But I could not have survived this last 8 months without internet,
Yeah.
because I'm quarantined in, can't leave, can't do anything. Supposed to only go to the grocery store. So this 8 months of being able to mess around with my stocks and have stuff to do, be able to watch YouTube and do these YouTube channels and keep from being bored to tears. I mean, the internet to me is number 3 on the list. It's very, very important. I needed to get my car fixed and all that stuff, but I just haven't worried about it because every time we get it fixed, it breaks the next day.
And you have nowhere to go this
Right,
time.
I'm not supposed to go anywhere. So that internet
Anyway,
is
the age
essential.
will be lifted into 65 years old.
Hopefully, we're hoping. They're talking about changing the rules from 60 to 65. The next one, we spend about 500 pesos a month on transportation, and that's just the jitneys we catch out on the road out there, either bring to Victory Mart or Walter Mart.
If in case we go to Lipa, SM.
So we only spend about 100 pesos, 150 pesos a week, going wherever we travel. Because if we go this way into town, it's 20 pesos. Coming back is 20 pesos, and all we have to do is walk to the end of the street, which is a little bit of exercise. It's better than none, So then it's a little bit more if we go. Was it 50 if we go to SNR?
Yeah.
So it's double if we go to
Lipa.
SNR or Lipa. And like Sunday, they're telling us we're going to have a blackout. Well, we're not going to sit here from 6 in the morning
Now
to
on
6
Sunday it will be blackout.
for 12 hours. Nothing. No internet, no TV, no.
Sometimes it's more than.
Yeah,
if
they
say
lied
6
to
to
us.
6,
Last time they
sometimes
said
it's
6 to 6, it didn't come back on to 3 o'clock in the morning the next day. But at least we can ride the jitney for 50
22
pesos.
hours.
22 hours. We can ride the jitney to Lipa, and just the air conditioner's mall there. We can walk to the mall. We can sit down and have a cup of coffee or whatever. You don't have to really go spend any money, but at least you have something to do.
Yeah.
So that's our plan for this Sunday. The next one, I just went ahead and rounded up per month, 1,500 pesos for my visa. I just did this week a 6-month visa.
6 months.
Cost me 7,000 pesos, so I just divided it by 6.
Medicine.
Then my medicine is about 1,050. I take levothyroxine for my thyroid, and then I take a generic version of Nexium here. There's 2 different ones they sell here, but it runs me about $25 a week, 250 pesos a week to do those. And then the miscellaneous I put down is just for odd stuff like light bulbs, or we every once in a while we have problems with ants here, and we have to go get some what's it called, Bygone for the ants and stuff. So that's really,
Lysol, especially Lysol this time.
yeah. So basically, what I consider that 2,500 is life practical jokes that get thrown at you, stuff you're not planning on.
Yeah.
So that's what I budgeted in. So it comes to 23,418. And like I said, used to that'd be a little less than 500. It would have been, but now with the exchange rate being where it is, it's right at $500 a month. So that's why I said this. That's why it's such a struggle for us right now. Is that
I said I'm laughing. 23,000 a month. That is our whole expenditures. But when we were living in Manila, that's only utility bills.
Utility and rent, yeah.
Rent,
It was actually
electric,
more. It
around
was,
25,000.
yeah, it was more. It was 8,000 and 17,000.
That's why I decided to move here in Batangas to lessen the expenses.
Yeah. And like I said, there's some things I like about Batangas. I mean, this area here, Tanawan, but it just kind of wears on you. Every once in a while, you just need a change of scenery. You need to be able to do something different. And the fact that, like I said, I love to swim. I love to go to the beaches. I love to enjoy my evenings and stuff like that. And here, it's just really hard.
Unfortunately, the resort is still not open.
Right. We can't. I have a resort that charges me
Close
100
by.
pesos that I walk to. It's just right down the street. But
Yeah.
we don't know if they're ever going to reopen. I
Every
don't
time
know.
we pass there, we say, are you open? Still closed. When you will open, we don't know.
Well, nobody knows. And here, I know in America, y'all trying to get everything where your lives are getting back to normal, but it's not like that here. A lot of the people are trying, they're pushing real hard, fighting back because the economy is really suffering.
Yeah.
But they still, want the masks and the shields and all this kind of stuff. And the first good news I heard was what she was talking about just then. They're talking about raising the senior age to 65 when we can get out and go do things because nobody's spending any money. And so they're kind of just now. We walked into Walmart. I'm the only person in line in the senior line. There wasn't nobody else there. So it's
And
just
there's how many percent is the Filipino
almost
unemployed?
50%. Almost 50%.
Unemployed Filipinos almost 50%.
And so that's devastating. And like the jitneys used to, you always had a line of jitneys. You didn't have to wait. There was always, there'd be like 3 of them trying to run you over to get your business. And now, sometimes we wait 5-10 minutes before we see a jitney.
There's no bus.
No buses at all, so we can't go to other cities on the other side of them. So, one thing that you have to learn to adapt during this quarantine, and I think I've done a really good job of adapting because, like I said, I've been inside now for 8 months.
They said new normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very new. But hopefully you understand with that budget there, that's just for some seniors. I know a lot of people on a really fixed budget. Fixed income, and they can't live in America anymore. They looking for a place to move to where they can at least have a quality of life issue, and that's what I want you to understand. If you got $1,000 a month Social Security and you're having to live in some rundown whatever, or share a house with 3 other people, or whatever, just to get by, you don't have to do that here. You can come here by yourself, get your own apartment, have a life for $300 or $400 a month. You can actually go do things. You can actually go to the beach. You can actually go to the waterfalls and all these kinds of things.
Enjoy your life.
You don't. I tell people nobody wants to sit in a rocket chair and wait to die. I don't care what age you are. So at least here with this budget, I'm telling you, if I can make it on 500 with her, and she's always going, I want.
I don't.
Trust me, I want. So we know how much better things are going to be once I get on Social Security and the budget goes up. But I don't really think we're suffering now. It's just that we don't have, some of the things we'd like to have. But for the Americans or Europeans or whoever, wondering if you can come over here and live on a Social Security of $1,000 a month, yeah. You can. You're not going to live in Manila. You're not going to live in Cebu. Yeah, you have no problem living on that. So hopefully that helps answer some questions, and we'll try to remember to do our monthly budgets, but nothing's really changed. The utility bill I got hammered 1 month for some strange reason during the middle of this pandemic, but since then it's been pretty consistent. Really nothing has been unusual. Utility bill's been consistent for the last few months, so I think you can take that to heart. Now, if you have big credit card bills and travel and want to eat out at restaurants, well, none of that's in there. I told you exactly what we spend ours on, but you can live okay. And like I said, we don't expect most people to come over here on a $500 budget. We figure most people are going to come over here on $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever. So you can really add some entertainment to your budget. $200 a month to go to the beach or go to the water park, whatever you want to do. Yeah. So hopefully that answers any questions you have. What did you do on your test? Did you get your grade back?
Yep.
Did you pass?
Of course.
Of course. All right.
Of course, even I'm sleepy.
All right, because I knew she was taking a test when I walked in there, so she never...
After you listen to the virtual convention, you need to take a post-test so that you can get this CPD units for you, and you can have the certificate for attending.
All right. So that was our adventure for the last 2 days. Nothing really kind of boring. I'm actually hooked on the Star Wars on on Netflix. So
that's what he's busy off.
Yeah, I've been watching Star Wars. I think I just finished season 1. I watched about 16 episodes over the last few days just to have something to do.
Hopefully tomorrow will not be raining.
Yeah, we had a typhoon yesterday, but Americans, especially my friends in Louisiana, they'd be laughing. Because the typhoon that they go is what they call it, stage 1 or something like that. Well, it wasn't even a good afternoon thunderstorm in New Orleans. It probably had like 15, 20 mile an hour winds at most. But it was typhoon.
Hopefully tomorrow it will be sunny, so I can visit my friend and have a garden tour.
Yeah, but other than that, we just want to get you up to date, and hopefully you enjoyed this video and you'll share it, and please watch the entire video, and that way you can
give us a thumbs up.
Give us some comments back, because we really enjoy the comments.
And if you have any questions, suggestions, please put in the comment below. Please watch a full video.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Share.
I already said
share and subscribe, please.
Share and for those who don't subscribe yet, please do subscribe. We need that.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a nice
you for
evening.
watching, and see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.